It is time for yet another review, but we're not doing just an ordinary review. We're doing a spoiler review, spoiler cast, that type of review for Fantastic Four First Steps. So if you enjoyed my initial review without spoilers, here's the second part, or not even the second part, the expanded version of that episode. But nonetheless, if you haven't known already, I'm your host, your movie lover and film critique here on the Impact Play, Muhammad Assad. But otherwise, let us get into it. Fantastic Four. It starts off after they get their abilities, which the only thing I wanted to see or was how they obtain those abilities and the way they came back, but it only shows us afterwards. And then after they do those interviews, and after like the 70s, 80s cartoons, I'm pretty sure that's the time period where that is taking place. And they didn't show Dr. Doom right away, Silver Surfer right away. They waited, and the way they did it was done so well. Of course, we know Galactus is the big bad, and wasn't really defeated as well, which was nice. Like, we don't just want to see a villain and then immediately be beaten right away in that same time frame as the film. So it was nice where they had this transporter where they transported him at the edge of the universe, which we haven't seen the last of him, but we will see him again, which is nice. But all these different characters, and then also Sue and Reed had a child together. What was his name? I forgot their kid's name. But in order to they kind of went to Galactus to hopefully defeat him, but they didn't realize how big he was or what he was. And once they seen him, he wanted their child because he had such tremendous potential that could even, and the way Galactus works is he doesn't destroy planets. He kind of eats them because he has this hunger that is never fulfilling. It's endless. So he wanted he sensed the child's has tremendous potential that could get rid of his endless hunger. So he kind of wanted the child in order to prevent the Earth's destruction, essentially. But then what was funny was, as soon as they got back, oh, you're selfish. I didn't give up the child. I'm like, yeah, but what if it was your child? You wouldn't think that way. If it was the child was literally a newborn. And you're telling her, a whole bunch of them was telling them you're selfish. I'm like, how about if you ask for any of your child, would you give it up? Of course not. I don't understand how these people think. But yet we see that every day in real life. But yeah, nonetheless, tremendous job. Kudos to the team, to the director. Amazing job. But now we're going to go into the post-credit scene and the mid-credit scene. So the mid-credit scene is where it's mainly at, where it shows not Galactus, but a soon villain that will be the big bad of these of this next phase of films, Dr. Doom. So we saw I keep forgetting his name. Let me try to look it up. Hold on, give me a second. It's driving me nuts. Like, I need to see it. Baby Franklin. I knew it was something. Franklin. And then the way the Silver Surfer as well, it wasn't a guy, it was a girl, and whoa, amazing. Okay, but nonetheless. So Sue, they had kind of used her ability that kind of, her invisible ability that pushed Galactus further into that space that they needed in order to transport him to the end of the universe. All that took place, but she pushed herself too far, but her life was pretty much, she gave away her life, essentially. Instead of being exhausted, but she gave away her life. Then we learned that Franklin kind of brought her back from the brink, which was nice. So we're definitely going to see a lot more of him growing up. I guess hopefully getting a sense of his abilities and what abilities exactly they are and what have you. But nonetheless, we're gonna get to the mid-credit scene where it showed Doctor Doom, but not Robert Downey Jr. It showed Franklin had the mask in his hand, but then the camera was from behind him, so it didn't show his face, and that was at the nursery where she was taking care of Franklin or reading a book, whatever. So he was like a toddler essentially, and then the camera panned at Sue checking on Franklin, seeing Doctor Doom from behind and with the mask in Franklin's hand, and that's it. But the post-credit scene didn't show much at all. But it showed the cartoon again, if that's for animation, and then that robot turning it off. That's it. I'm like, what? We waited all this time for this? But nonetheless, like I said, kudos to the team, the director, the whole department, all these many departments that made this film a possibility. Literally, it was a $200 million budget. And I could see it potentially even reaching the billion mark, not over the opening weekend, maybe perhaps within the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks max. We're gonna be able to see that, see it reach that $1 billion mark. So hopefully it does tremendously well, which would mean we're gonna see a lot more of the Fantastic Four in these different MCU projects as well. So hope you guys enjoyed this review. Be sure to like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Go to THEIMPACTPLAY.com. All links are there. You can join our Discord. We have an amazing community where you can have a conversation with them as well. And otherwise, we're gonna end it here now, folks. I'm gonna have to go, and we'll see you all on the next one.